Hello everyone. Today we're looking at the 2021 Nissan Sentra SV. This is our rental car where the Jetta is in the shop again. And I have to say it is a huge improvement from the previous generation, but it's still not great. The cloth is kind of comfy. Interior is decent. It's a great rental car, but not a good car to own. Let's go ahead and turn on our headlights and hazards. The driver's window is fully automatic. And as you can see, this one does have a super black exterior. Here are your wheels. They are 17-inch alloy wheels. The Sentra does remind me a lot of the Altima. Halogen headlights and your halogen turn signals. Now under the hood, you do have a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine that produces 149 horsepower and 146 pound-feet of torque. It is paired with a Jacto CVT transmission. Very bad transmission. It pulls decently. It's not a race car, but it does the job. Your fuel economy numbers are 29 in the city and 39 on the highway on the S and SV trims, but on the SR trim you do get 28 miles a gallon in the city and 37 on the highway. You do have keyless entry. As you can see, this one does come equipped with your manual seats. And it also has a charcoal cloth interior. As you can see, here are your gauges. Your analog gauges with your nice screen right here in the middle. And the Sentra SV does come equipped with a 3-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel. You do have a Jacto CVT transmission. Very horrible transmission. I don't get why Nissan is still putting these junky transmissions in their vehicles. You can place it to reverse. A backup camera does appear. With trajectory lines to determine when you turn the steering wheel. It makes a very annoying beeping noise, you can see. You can just press OK right here. That's I'm gonna demonstrate. I put in reverse. Makes all that noise. But if you want to deactivate that, press OK, and then it stops. And you have all your steering motor controls right here to interact with your screen right here in the middle and your infotainment system. Let's go over some of the menus here. So you have your radio right there. You have a screen for radio and a screen that's blank, and the screen has just a speedometer. You have all of your radio controls right here to change your radio stations. You have your buttons right here to interact with the screen and the car settings. You have your cruise control, your lane distance keep. You can go to some of the settings. You can turn on and off lane departure assist. Your safety stuff. You have your settings right here. Speedometer, your fuel economy, tire pressure, radio, and just a couple settings. I personally like to leave it on speedometer. So you can see this one does have 9,593 miles on it with 175 miles of range. And 2 liter, nothing special. It is kind of sluggish. The steering wheel's the same steering wheels we find in the Ultimate, a flat bottom, leather wrapped. So here's your infotainment system. You have your volume knob right here, your tune scroll knob. And it is a touchscreen, which is nice to see. A lot of vehicles have those touch pads. So I have your phone right here, your audio, Sirius XM. Yes, this particular Sentra has Sirius XM, which is very nice. You have Bluetooth audio, USB, and your settings right here. You can customize the connections, phone, sound, volumes, and beeps. You can turn on the button beeps. You have your system voice.
Please say or select a command.
Radio.
Playing AM. Please say or select a command.
FM radio.
Playing FM.
Okay, I guess it's nice and easy to use the Nissan's voice assistant. This is the button you can use right here on the steering wheel to
Please say or select a command.
activate voice assistant. Here you can press this,
Canceling voice recognition.
and here you can press or for phone, and all of your menus right here will appear. So right here you have your audio, your AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Those come standard, which is nice to see. You have your home screen. Connections just right here. You can, these are all the iPhones from the previous renters of this rental car. Information, your settings, and here's your day and night mode. Press this button. Oh, you can turn it off. You can turn off the display if you want. You can turn it back on. Or you can put your night and day mode. Right now it's 10:53 a.m. So I don't want to put in night mode. Track buttons, audio buttons, phone, camera. You can turn on and off. As you can see, I turned it off, and now put into reverse. I don't get any trajectory lines. I just get these lines. But turn this on. Then I put in reverse. Now I got trajectory lines. It's cool if you want to deactivate it or you don't want to deactivate it. So I'm gonna leave it on because it's nice to have directory, obviously. So right down here you have your 3 air vents. They are shaped like a circle. Very nice air vents. I'm not a huge fan of them. I wish it would have been maybe a different type of air vent like this one. But I think it goes well with this sign right here. Now right here you have your hazards button integrated. You have, surprisingly, dual zone climate control. I've never had a rental car with dual zone climate control. It's very nice to see that, you know, you can put, let's say, the driver on 67 and the passenger on 79, or the driver on 74, and you can put the passenger on 68. You can also sync with the driver. It's nice to see dual zone climate control at this price point. You have your USB-C, USB aux jack. This out of the way. You have a 12-volt power outlet, a cubby space right here to put some items, maybe your phone or glasses case. Your engine start stop button is mounted right here on the console. Your shifter, it is vinyl wrapped, where you grab. As I said, CVT transmission, Jacto CVT. Unfortunately, horrible transmission, but I mean, it's a rental car. I don't really care for the transmission, but I would certainly not buy a car with this transmission. You have your low gear selection, drive, neutral, reverse. Very low res backup camera. Nissan should have really put a nicer backup camera. I cannot see anything. It's ridiculously low quality. Now you have 2 cup holders right here, and here's your Nissan smart key fob. They've been using this key fob for ages. It's small, it's oval shaped, it fits in your pocket. These cup holders are a nice size. You have a cubby space right here, and Enterprise gave us these Clorox wipes. You have this nice leatherette, I believe, armrest. Nice and large. Stuff from Enterprise is in there. Give lots of items in there, which is nice. Stitching, white stitching on the armrest. You have white stitching on the seats. These charcoal cloth seats aren't bad. They're not the most supportive seats, but they're pretty comfy for shorter rides. You have your glove box right here. Pretty small. This right here is cheap plastic, which is expected. This right here is a nicer, softer plastic with your nice stitching. You have your standard toggles with your rear view mirror. Plastic up here. You have 2 lights. And you can turn on all the lights, especially. And also you can turn on the rear lights from here. Your sunglasses holder. And you also have your sun visor that slides, which is very nice to see. Now, let's talk about the steering. See, the steering is nice and light. It's not the tightest steering, it's not the lightest, but it's pretty good. Down here you have your telescoping steering column. It is manual, of course. You have your eco mode, your gauge dimmer brightness controls, trip reset. You have your trunk release right here. Down here you have your gas flap release and your floor mounted manual handbrake, manual parking brake. Your lighting controls are controlled right here. Your windshield wipers. And yeah, that's all for the main cabin. So let's go ahead and check out the rear seats of this Sentra. the seat is lined up with the B pillar. And I actually have plenty of room back here. Can put my feet under here. No need to do that. I'm 5'5", and I fit here perfectly. Seats are a little bit on the harder side, but I prefer leatherette or leather. But these cloth seats aren't bad. No air vents in the back, unfortunately, but you do get a USB port. And you also have a small armrest right here. That is cloth. 2 cup holders. You also have your 2 lights up here. This headliner is kind of dirty. And here's what it looks like from the rear seats of the Sentra. Let's go ahead and check out the cargo space. Or the trunk. You can also call it a trunk, but I just call it cargo space. Now something that's really nice that Nissan did is that they actually put a trunk release right here instead of you having to open it from the inside of the vehicle. So as you can see, there isn't a ton of room back here. I expected it to have more room, especially now compact sedans are getting larger. I believe the Toyota Corolla has more room than this. You have your spare tire down there. Trunk is okay. Wish Nissan would have made it bigger. And you have your switch right here to escape in case somebody kidnaps you in the Sentra, which hopefully you do not get kidnapped in a Nissan Sentra. The backup camera back here. Again, this is a very low quality backup camera. Although I'm not a huge Nissan fan, I have to say this Sentra improved a lot from the older one. Typical 4-cylinder sound. Let's go ahead and shut it down. And I have to say, this Sentra is a huge improvement from the old one. But I personally wouldn't buy this car for one reason. CVT transmission is a huge throwback. Big fail with the CVT. If only they put a nicer 7-speed, 8-speed, 9-speed automatic transmission, this will be a much better vehicle. But since it has this crappy Jacto CVT, it's not a good car. It's definitely, looks can be deceiving sometimes. I mean, this interior is kind of nice. I mean, it's got everything you need. Except it's kind of cheap, but it's got everything you need. The seats are decent. Everything's decent in here. But the CVT is a huge throwback, especially if you care about reliability, which I do care about reliability. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.